What's up, guys? How's it going? MikeTheTech here, and we are looking at the Emeet Pixie. I've actually been really looking forward to this one. It is probably the most advanced Emeet webcam that I've ever reviewed or even checked out before, and it is a definite contender to competitors like the OBSBot Tiny2. So I'm very interested to see how it performs against the Tiny2, especially considering the price difference. And if I can actually get it open, I'll show you guys how they both look. Now, I have collaborated with Emit for many years now, and OBSBot I recently started collaborating with maybe 2 years now, and it's been awesome working with both of them. They make really solid cameras at affordable prices. So seeing the Pixie come out where it can do some of the things that my Tiny2 can do, which I've actually been a really big fan of, definitely piqued my curiosity. So let's go ahead and open this up, and isn't that cute? Look at that. Little quick start guide. They give you the QR codes for the apps and all that good stuff, for the manuals and everything. This is a dual camera system, which also makes for some interesting possibilities. And let's go ahead and pull this out and see what's inside. This is the accessory box. And we've got a USB-C to C cable as well as a to C adapter so that you can use it on your computer regardless of what kind of ports are available. I assume it's going to need USB 3.0 or 3.2 to run regardless, but you can do that in either USB A or C format. We have the guide and the manual here as well, including this is okay, so this is really great. So looking at this, there's a lot of features I actually liked from my Tiny2 in this as well, including not just the tracking, because you would assume that it has tracking and face and hand commands, so you can go like that and it'll change formats or start recording. However, I really like that it has the whiteboard mode, which is where you can actually have it facing one direction. And as you're talking, if you have a board on the side that's at a slightly skewed angle, it can actually adjust that and make it almost perfectly rectangular or square. And that works for things that you're showing on the desk itself as well. Even though it's looking down at it at an angle and it's technically askew, it can adjust the picture so it looks straight, which I think is awesome. But only I can geek out over a user manual. Let's look at the device itself. So here we go. This is a lot larger than the Tiny2, which I'm not against at all. I don't need webcam to be small. I'm a huge fan of the Elgato Facecam Pro 4K, and that is a massive webcam, and this is nothing compared to it. So I think this is a really nice form factor for a device. We have the USB port on the back, and then the dual camera system here. We have the triple mic setup on top. And on the bottom, we have a tripod mount, which they do offer some solutions for as well. Let's go ahead and open that up. This is really heavy for a mount too, so that's nice to see. They didn't skimp out on this at all. This is metal for sure. And yeah, it looks like this is a monitor mount, so you can actually screw this in to the top of your monitor. Very easy to screw on. And then you can just place this on the top of your monitor and it'll sit there and record. And because it has that wide viewing angle and can look at all directions, you're not going to really have any trouble with being able to, get the right visual angle, at least, or perspective, like you might have with a webcam that you don't want to be necessarily in front of the screen. So very nice to see there. Let's go ahead and close this up. And that's it. So nothing to it but to do it. We are going to go ahead and take this over to the desk and plug in both the Tiny2 as well as the new Emeet Pixie and put them to the test and see what they look like. I'm also going to do a separate video diving deep into what these dual cameras can really do. Can we use it for stereoscopic 3D perhaps? Can we use it for dual recording? I'm very interested to see how this can help us in that sense as well, but that's for a later video. All right, and now we are recording on the Emeet Pixie. So I can move over here and it's following me based on where I go in the scene. So it is tracking properly. This is at 1080p 60 upscale to 4K. They do have 4K 30 as well. Let me actually show you what that looks like. All right, so here is 4K 30. So it does give you more pixels. It does give you a clearer picture. But personally, for streaming, I think it's better to have 60 frames per second. So I like to have it like this, where it looks a lot better with movement. So yeah, I think this is a great setup. If I go ahead and show you my screen here, there are quite a few options that you have. If we turn on standard mode, we can adjust all the positioning. If we go to privacy mode, it shuts itself off and it actually turns the camera so you can't see it. And when we turn it back on, we can see it again. If we go to tracking mode, it will center itself on my face. We can go to effects and see lots of different effects, including making the scene brighter so it's more dynamic for streaming. There's nostalgia, which gives it a nice little hue to it, and lots of other ones, including full customization, where you can adjust everything to your needs. I think the default is pretty true to life. And then if we go to assistance, we can choose focus metering, as well as automatically entering privacy mode and automatically rotating when upside down, and even includes gestures. If I open up the preview, we actually have more options, including script generation that uses AI, mixing to mix in audio with the mics that are built into the webcam and your own mics as well. And you can listen to that back and see what the quality is like. You can choose filters from this display and dash as well. And then we have a desk view, which will actually show what's on your desk in a flattened view, and a whiteboard mode, which if I let it see my whiteboard, maybe it's going to see it. And you can see here, I've turned whiteboard mode on, and it sees the monitor I have in the background as a square shape, and it adjusts it so that it's straight. Now, I didn't adjust the individual items. You can actually adjust it quite a bit more. For example, if I go in here, and I can actually draw the lines exactly like you want it to be. And I just kind of went really quick, so it's not perfect. But if we choose whiteboard mode, it enters the mode just like that. And I'm still right here, but it's actually displaying perfectly back there, which I think is really, really cool. Now it's time to try out the OBSBot Tiny2 and see what the quality is like in comparison. All right, and here we are on the OBSBot Tiny2. Same deal, we have it at 1080p, 60 frames per second. I can go ahead and show you what this looks like at 4K as well. And again, we are not able to get 60 frames per second on the OBSBot either, but it does support 4K just like the Emeet Pixie. So let's go ahead and switch that back. And there we go. Looking at the OBSBot Center, we do have the standard things like autofocus, focus mode, auto exposure, and things like that, as well as consoles for tracking. So let's go ahead and set up normal tracking. And if I move over here, you can see it's following me over there. If I move over here, it's following me that way. It is a bit of a slower tracking, but you can change the tracking speed as well. So it's a little faster on that, which is kind of nice. But generally the same kind of setup. You also have the desk mode and whiteboard mode, and gestures as well. So that's really cool. And of course, the standard adjustments here to actually control the gimbal. So both of these are very, very comparable. Let me know what you think in the comment section below, which one is higher quality, because the Emit is, I believe, about half the price of the OBSBot Tiny2, if I'm not mistaken. So if they're pretty similar quality, the Emit might be a pretty cool way to go. But yeah, let me know in the comment section below. And as always, hope you have a good one. Peace.